Okay, I've just finished the crocheting for the simple ribbed hat. And it's a kind of hat where I just used single crochet and worked it into the back of the chain or the back loop. It is 16 inches wide and approximately 16 inches in length or height wise. So it's about a square. It's a very, very stretchy pattern, so it should go around my head or most. I'm going to fold this material in half that I created so that the side with the chain and my crochet hook is facing in the front. It's in front. And the side that just has kind of a twisted yarn edge is in the back. And I'm going to literally sew this together with my crochet hook using what's called a slip stitch. So I take my crochet hook, go underneath both pieces of yarn or go under the chain. I go underneath the little twisted piece of yarn for the back part of my hat. I yarn over, I bring it through both layers, and then I take the first loop that's on my crochet hook and put it through my second. That's a slip stitch. Then I'm going to go underneath the second chain and go from right to left since I'm right-handed. Yarn over, bring that through, and bring the slip knot, the loop on the left through my slip knot, I should say. So the loop that is on my hook, just bring that directly through the slip knot. Okay, and I'm going to continue this across, and I am basically sewing the two edges of my crocheted piece together. And as you see, when you look at it, this little rib right here becomes a little bit more pronounced than the others, but it's almost not detectable on the back side. So it's actually a really nice way to connect two sides together. The slip stitch. Underneath the twisted edge on the other side of the cloth. I call it cloth because it kind of looks like a piece of cloth now. Yarn over, bring it through both layers, and then take this loop that's in your hook part and pull it through the slip knot. And just continue doing that. We're getting close here to the end. And then the next step would be to sew this basically this tube that I'm creating of crocheted material to close it shut at the top and cinch it so that it creates a little puckered, tapered, or closed end. Now I'm going to cut maybe a piece of yarn about 10 to 15 inches. Doesn't have to be a lot. Let me get the scissors. Okay, I have this little piece of yarn ball left, but I'm going to cut off a piece about 16 inches. To yarn over and bring that cut end all the way through to finish up attaching the two edges together. So I will show you that it kind of looks like a giant sleeve. This is going to be the bad side because it has this very pronounced ridge in the middle, but on the good side it's going to look like this. So it blends very well, and you know, you really have a hard time seeing where the two edges meet. There's a little bit more space than the other ridged, than between the other ridges, but it's almost not detectable. Okay, and I'm going to flip it to the wrong side again. That's where all the work is. Thread this big yarn needle. I like the steel or metal yarn needles because they don't break like the plastic one, so that's a good thing to get. And I'm going to kind of go a tiny bit under the edge here, so I'm catching enough of this fabric here, and I'm going to go under and over and do kind of like a big running stitch, like an inch. Each stitch is about an inch apart into my work. Every inch or so, and to complete my simple ribbed hat. I made this piece kind of long, 52 chains long, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be a slouchy style hat, not a tight-fitting cap. You might think that we're running out of yarn here, but if you just cinch it, you'll notice that you have more than enough. And if you don't have enough, then you can always tie on a new piece of yarn. So now I'm done stitching all the way around. Pull on this yarn so that the end gathers like this into a little tight, a little bunch. And then I need to take what's left here and sew this shut. So I'm going to keep it pulled, and then I'm going to make some loops here in kind of a star pattern, crisscrossing back and forth. I'm going to see just how many times I can go. At least you need to sew in each direction twice. So here's once while holding it tight, and it just secures the bunched up top here even more securely. You have to do this. This is not optional. You go underneath, and I'm going to go, I went north to south. I'm going to go east to west now, or west to east, whichever direction you want. So I'm going to go across, and I'm going to sew twice that way. Okay. And this is where having the metal yarn needle really helps, because by now a plastic one might have bent and got broken. Then I'm going to go in here, and then I'm going to do some diagonal stitches. So right now I'm going to hide all the ends of my yarn so that you don't have any little loose tails hanging. So you can use your yarn needle if your yarn is long enough. So it's always kind of helpful to have a little bit more yarn. I'm going to hide this tail and then flip it inside out, and then the hat will be done. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to kind of twirl it and twist it around this little ribbed area to hide it. Okay, we're now at the end here. There we go, and just pull it. There we go. Now we kind of hid that. The reason for hiding the tail and having all this extra is if by chance something gets pulled right there, you have this little extra bit of yarn to repair your work. But I just want to show you the finished hat. The end looks like this. There's like a big pucker, so you could cover that with a pom-pom. But if you just want to make it a regular slouchy hat, just turn the cuff over like this, and there you have it. That's a finished slouchy hat.